So what that will do in terms of incentivizing content contributors, that's going to incentivize them to do as much as humanly possible, right? If you know you're getting a piece of total volume, you're going to create as much as possible. So that's the advantage, okay? What do you think right now? Let's think strategically for a second. What's the disadvantage?
Might not be quality content.
Exactly. Because it's not based on the number of hours viewed. It's based totally on quantity, not quality. Okay? Because this person could be like, oh my God, I'm just going to crank out as much crap as possible. If you look at it in terms of quality, in terms of actual hours viewed, now you have to look at your total membership hours viewed, right? This month, there was 1,000 hours of content viewed, 1,000 hours. And expert number one, even though they had 7 hours of content, only 1 hour of their video were viewed. This person had an hour, but they were watched 50 times. Now it flips. So now it's not about quantity, now it's about quality. And whoever's going to get the best video, and people are talking about it in the groups and the forums, and they get watched more, right? The same thing with Amazon right now. Well, Amazon, what they do is if you contribute video to Amazon Video, they pay you a flat rate per hour viewed. I want to say it's like maybe 8 cents an hour, something at 8 to 15 cents an hour. That's like a third option. It gets a little bit, it's clean. You're just going to get paid per hour view. We're not dividing stuff up. It's more risk on you because if you only have 3 paying members and these members watch the video 400 times and you're paying out, you could end up losing money. So I just want to show you that this is a little bit deeper stuff, but there's more than one way to create a membership site without putting all the pressure on you and working with others. This is kind of next level stuff. But it also incentivizes people to now start promoting it, right? They're like, hey, I just contributed to Marty's membership site. Go here, because I know everyone who's watching and viewing, the more they watch and view, the more money I'm going to make. So now it's a little bit different. So Jose, does anyone else do licensing? Something to think about. You can grow really fast. I mean, you can go from 0 to 400 pieces of content in like 2 or 3 months because you have other people now who are incentivized to create. So I'm just showing you. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to necessarily get more members, but now you're bringing people on board. If you are going to start a membership site, okay, you're going to start one, the big question is, well, how much content do I need to get started? My rough number is about 3 months of content. So if you're doing a weekly content update, that means 1 a week. You're doing 4 a month. That means 3 months is how much? 12 pieces of content. Okay? Really rough. You don't need to give them a year. 1 month is going to be too small. So that's kind of a base where you want to start. All right? Let's write this down. So we've got the content. We're talking about building the community. What you guys have seen, if you're in our membership site, and for those 3 or 4 who are not, this is for you. Back there. 1 or 2 back there.
Can you specify what?
No.
By 12 you mean 12 1-hour
Okay.
videos?
Yeah. So if you're doing, what's your membership site? What will it be?
Operational medicine.
Operational medicine. Okay. Not sure what the hell that is, but okay. Operational medicine. What is that?
Tactical medicine, mountain medicine, altitude, a combination of everything.
Oh, it's interesting.
Not normal stuff.
Okay.
Combat medicine.
You should talk to Jose. Do you know Jose?
Yeah. I spoke on a summit.
Oh, you spoke at a summit. There you go. Okay. Operational medicine. So if every week you're doing an hour deep dive into that, yeah, so it would be 12 1-hour trainings, approximately, to launch when you launch. What we do is we have our community in Facebook and our content in its own membership site, and we just we have people going back and forth. So in terms of step by step, we create the piece of content, we have it up, we quickly create a Facebook post, and then we link to it directly to that Facebook post. So you're like, oh wow, let's talk about this specific training. And what it does, it links to that specific training. You see? So now people can ask questions about that particular training. You guys probably already know this because you're in the group. But that's a really important strategy because you want to get people going back and forth. Because it's not just about the content, it's about the community. I'm doing like some gym callback stuff there. Yes or yes? Hold on. Okay. So that's kind of going back and forth between the content and the community.
So,
Yes?
in theory, one good summit would provide you, if you have enough speakers, enough content to launch a membership site, as long as you
Absolutely.
continue to add content.
Yep, absolutely. So what we did, Jose was showing you what he did, basically mimicking ours. So let me load this up here for you. So Continuity Summit 5, this was a really interesting thing. So we used to do Continuity Summit as live, multi-day in-person events. How many of you were at a Continuity Summit before? Okay, a few of you. I said, okay, this year I'm going to do it online, but I'm going to do it all live and all in one day. And we talk about moving fast, right? You got to move fast. So here's exactly what I did. Now I have an advantage because I have some connections with people. I said, okay, this is the date, whatever it was. Let's say it was April 1st. And I just opened up a Word doc. I said 9 to 10 a.m., 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1. That was it. This was my process. I started emailing my friends. Hey, I'm going to do a one-day event. I'm going to interview you for an hour. It's going to be at this time. It's going to be on live. It's going to be a GoToWebinar. Here are some open slots. Are you in? And if so, what slot do you want? And whoever replied first, that's the slot. And someone else replies, oh, I could do 2 o'clock, and Jim already said he has 2 o'clock, and he's not flexible. He didn't give me 2 or 3 other options. Sorry, I'll put you for the next summit. And that was it. So we went one after the other after the other. Jose was on there, right? One after the other after the other. The way we positioned it was you could attend it live for free. You could buy the recordings as a one-time if you're not a member, or if you're a member, it's all free. And it was done as a way to obviously give content for free, to build relationships, and to drive memberships. It definitely got more members. It wasn't as many as I anticipated we get, but it increased membership. It gave us now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of content that we could deliver. So if you're doing, and this was when we were doing daily updates. Let's say your membership site, let's say you update it every 2 weeks, whatever it is you're creating, right? Every 2 weeks. I have now 1, 2, 3, almost a month of content in one day. One day, almost a month of, so, and what every piece of content you create is an opportunity for a mini promotion. Every email, every Facebook post, every tweet, if anyone still tweets, that's tweetable. Does anyone still tweet? Jim Quick radio show. I love busting his balls. Every piece of content is a mini promotion, is a thing that we could then promote and talk about. Okay, so for example, this piece of content was from Stu McLaren and how to create more powerful content. And he laid out like 4 or 5 different ways, like different types of content you can create. I could now come up with 8, 10, 12 different emails, different hooks, different angles based on one piece of, so think about this, okay? This is why most people don't get started with their membership site. It's like a blank slate, a blank piece of paper, right? They're looking at it and like, what the hell am I gonna do? What am I gonna create? What am I gonna write about? I don't know that much stuff. I'm doing a thing about fitness and I talked about my 5 favorite stretches. I'm out! I'm out! Why are people gonna be paying me? You're laughing, but you know I'm right. You know I'm right. So this, in one day, we had almost a month of content that we could now talk about, and talk about for months, for potentially years. Because if it's stuff that's evergreen, it doesn't really change. Is the sartorius muscle, which we mentioned before, isn't going to move. Right? I don't think so. It's pretty much the same. I don't even know where the hell it is. I forget all this stuff. But it's around here somewhere. So now you could keep circling back to it. I could talk tomorrow about content, about creating weekly content, and say, oh, by the way, if you want more, check out this session by Stu. And then I link directly to that thing. And when they go there, guess what? If you're a member and logged in, you're like, oh, cool. And if you're not, oh, man, this looks good. I think I'm going to join. I'm going to join just for that. People are going to join for different reasons. And every piece of content you create is a different reason to email, to connect, to get them to join. Mark.
What percent of members do you get, do you think, from that strategy specifically?
What percent of members do I get from that strategy? Well, it's all 100%. I mean, in terms of creating content, and our business is very, very simple. So someone in the and your question said, how do I create a really simple business? Our business is as simple as you can get. We build our lists, we get them on the email, and I email them about the membership site. That's it. If you want to look at big picture, that is it. That's it. Everything else is a function of that. Everything we're doing is going to fit into one of those three things. That's it. Because email is where you sell. Email is 100% where you sell. It's almost impossible to do a Facebook ad and send them directly to a membership site that they've never heard of and have them join. I don't care if it's $1 a month. Very, very hard. Unless you're a name brand like Netflix where people already know what it is. I'll get to you in one second. But this is everything. Everything I do every day, I'm looking, and what I'll do, someone asked me yesterday, if I'm stuck for content, I'll come in here, I'll come into my dashboard, and I'll see, okay, how to easily come up with content ideas that your audience wants to read. So I can go through here and take out 1, 2, 3 things, and it's about digging deep and finding little nuances that you can write about. Not every email has to be the 10 ways to blah, blah, blah. You pick out one thing and you go, when you tell a story, it adds that length and that depth and that feeling and that emotion to it, and then you tie it all together. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's very, very simple, and this takes practice. This just takes you really knowing your stuff, knowing your content, and knowing who your audience is. And I get emails, it's amazing how many emails I get. Some of you have probably written that to me. My God, it's like you were reading my mind. Right? Do you ever get one of my emails, you're like, holy shit, it's like he was literally reading my mind. It's because I know you, because I am you. Right? That's why it's good to create your product and your program and your membership around people you really, really know. Martin, how many people have you trained in your boxing gym over the years? Thousands. How well do you know them? You know everything about them, don't you? Back of your hand. What's their biggest pain? Give me one pain that they have. Not physical. Like lack of self-esteem. So you know how to. So now you can create emails knowing that. And sometimes, and I'm not saying this to sound evil or mean, but marketing is sometimes almost twisting the knife a little bit, like tapping into that frustration. Like, look, I know you've joined other gyms. I know you've tried other fitness programs. I know you've tried other diets. I know you've tried to kill zombies with different knives, right? This is the knife you need to kill zombies. So finding that pain and creating the content and just tying it all together and being consistent and fluid and leading them back into it. It's kind of this circular, and it's a little bit of a dance. It's going and saying, okay, I did this little promo, and I promoted Stu's thing, and it didn't work. We only got 2 members. Okay, why didn't it work? Let me look. Well, the opens were bad. Why were the opens bad? Okay, I'll give you 2 little strategies for getting more opens in your email. There's 2 things that are going to get more opens every single time. Number 1 is tease. It's curiosity. It's not really knowing what the answer is. It's not saying, here's my favorite, here's my overhead shoulder stretch to improve your range of motion. It's old McDonald's, got looted, right? So you combine curiosity or that intrigue with, and I really don't like saying this because I'm a real optimist, but it's combining it with a negative headline. Negatives always work better. I don't know why, but they just do. Instead of, if I tested, I just made $1 million, here's how I did it, versus I just lost $1 million, don't ever do this. Here's how I lost, is going to get more opens. If I say, I'm the greatest, what's the Leonardo thing? I'm the king of the world, right? Versus, I hate that effing scammer. The scammer's going to get more opens. So when you combine curiosity with a little bit of the negativity, like this is the one, I did this stretch and I tore my quad. But holy shit, what was that? Because you don't know what it is and it has a negative connotation. Now, that doesn't mean you always go negative. It doesn't mean you always go curiosity. You have to change it up. Because if your stuff is always predictable, then people start ignoring it. If every single one of my subject was, he has 3,000 members at $49 a month, after a while you start to tune me out. But if all of a sudden one of my email subjects is goodbye, you're like, what do you mean? Are you leaving? Or the one that always gets double, triple opens every single time. I only do it maybe once a year, is you're unsubscribed. I just did that like 2 weeks ago. And Matt's like, don't ever do that again. Because people are like, what do you mean? Or the one, I guarantee some of your heart started beating about a week ago, Freedom Fest canceled. Yes. I was so evil. I'm like, I shouldn't send it. But I will anyway. Because I knew we'd get opened, and I knew your heart would be like, holy shit, like, is it, like, I just booked my plane ticket? Like, what the hell? I'm coming from Switzerland. I don't even know where Switzerland is, but I'm coming from there. What the hell? I would do a Swiss accent, but I can't. So content is important. Community, the feel is more important. So tying it all together, tying your emails in. Question back there, Orange.
Two questions. Quick. One is just on a clarification on the initial content, like 3 months.
Initial content.
Are you saying have the equivalent of 3 months?
The equivalent of 3 months of content preloaded. Because if you came into the membership and all of a sudden there's nothing there, you'd be like, what is this? Right. Okay, first question answered.
The second is, could you speak a little bit about the revenue model that you actually use with your content?
The revenue model, yeah, we are, so with our we don't do any of the licensing stuff. Okay. Ours is pretty simple. You come on here because you want to give and share, and you're going to get a lot of exposure because here's the advantage. It's one thing to put someone's content on a free blog. That's fine, right? But you're getting a lot of people seeking free content. I'd much rather, if someone's going to interview me, I'd much rather have them interview me in a paid membership site with 1,000 people paying $20 a month versus reaching 10,000 people who are paying nothing. Just higher quality. Not saying the person's a better person, they're just much more serious about that topic. So I am much more interested in a paid, and the smarter people, the more savvy marketers understand that. So there's something to be said about being within a paid membership. Hold on, let me just get through 1 or 2 more things. We're gonna take a break. We got all day. Are you guys, is this helpful for you?
Yeah.
Tough shit. Okay. Yes. Is it?
What was the second way of getting the emails over?
Well, I did say the 2 things. I kind of snuck it in there. 1 was curiosity, 2 was going negative.
Oh, there.
3 was not listening.
I thought you were putting that together.
Well, no. Curiosity and negative, but if you put them together, it's even more powerful. But using one or the something curious and something negative, they both work better. Okay. And when you're writing your emails, I forgot to say, it's almost, like I said earlier, I'm really into music, all types of music. And writing an email, it's like composing a song. There's a rhythm to it. There has to be a rhythm to it. You have to read it out loud and say, does this sound right? It's one thing when you write, it's something to write words. You ever see a movie where the dialogue is just so clunky? I want to do this. Like, not you are going to do this. Write how you'd speak, you're going to do this. Write how you speak, and there's a rhythm to it. And I usually do it a lot of times when I start getting fired up. You could probably see in my emails the momentum starts building, and and all of a sudden I think of something and it just fucking fires me up. And then I start with the rapid fire stuff at the end. So, okay, so if I'm talking about creating a tribe, I can say something like, maybe you don't care. Maybe you're an a-hole. Maybe you've been screwed before. Maybe you listen to Jim Quick's podcast and it sucks. Maybe. So, but there's like a rhythm to it, right? As opposed to this distant, at-an-arms, cold copywriting feel. Like, this is what you need to do. And then that hard pitch where it's just so aggressive, just loosen up and just talk. And if people want to buy, or that you're going to send them to the call to action, just ease into it. Hey, if you're interested in more, here you go, click here. And if you're not, that's cool too, I'll see you tomorrow. That's it. I mean, that's the thing. So you combine your membership stuff, and you're constantly doing mini hooks, mini teasers, write out all the stuff you have, all the training. You guys aren't going to have as much training as I have, likely, right? Write out all the stuff. Write out all the little bullet points, all the hot points. The more emails you send, the more marketing you do, the more Facebook posts you do, the more you're going to see what gets open, what gets clicked, what gets shared. and you start going after that. Why do you think we created the membership site and recurring revenue? Because every email I sent that had recurring revenue theme in there, how to get more members, how to double retention, 3,000 members, blah, blah, blah. Every single one had more opens than how to do coaching, how to create a product, every single one. So it's our strength, it's what we did, it's what people wanted. Here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna take a 5-minute break. But wait, before you go, I got something very special for you. Very, very special. And then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna have a special guest on. After the guest, we're gonna do more membership stuff.